Welcome back, and in this video I'm going to go through the derivative of an inverse trig function. This one focuses on arc cosine of x, also known as cosine to the -1 of x. It purely depends on what course you're doing, but they are the same meaning, just slightly different notations, so don't think there's anything different between them. Here's the 4 questions that I'm going to run through. Like I said, they get a little bit more difficult as we go through, and also if you wanted to have a go at them, pause the video, take a screenshot, work through them, and then when I work through them you can check your answers. Okay, let's dive in. So don't forget that arc cosine of x is exactly the same as cosine to the -1 of x. They're just inverse cosine functions. So in most textbooks, and when you look at these in formula booklets or on the website, they just simply say that arc cosine of x is -1 over this value. Now what they don't tell you is they are multiplying through by the derivative of this, and that's just 1, so that would not change the numerator. That's why it just stays as -1. But we need to look what happens when it's not just x. What happens when f of x is something else, like x squared? Well, we need to just replace this value that's squared with f of x, whatever that is, and square it all, and then we need to multiply through by the derivative of what f of x is. That's a very important step, because that will happen in like most questions. If you want to just pause the video and take a screenshot of this, this is the proof of how you derive -1 over root 1 minus x squared. But if you hang around to the end of the video, I'll just go through it step by step. Question 1, let's just go ahead and do that now. So we're going to get -1 over root 1 minus now 3x all squared is going to end up being 9x squared. So that'll be 9x squared here. And then we have to times by this derivative of f of x here. So this is going to be multiplied by just simply 3. And the grand total then will be -3 over root 1 minus 9x squared. And we can't go any further than that, so we'll leave it there. Question 2. So now we have x over 5, which we can simply just rewrite as arc cosine of 1/5 times x if you prefer, but either way we're going to use this again on the right hand side. So let's go ahead and do that now. So the derivative of this with respect to x will end up being -1 over root 1 minus, now this expression squared will be 1 over 25 x squared, right? So this would be 1 over 25 x squared. But the derivative of that is just going to simply just be 1/5. Now, what I do here is I write the 1/5 at the beginning, right? Because I'm timesing everything through by 1/5, which will result in -1 over 5 root 1 minus x squared over 25. Now, in a lot of cases, they ask you to write as like a singular radical, so we'll have to bring this 5 in. So 5, don't forget, is the square root of 25. So your laws of surds or radicals is that root a times root b is root ab. So we can use this, bring it in, like times it in. So if we do that, then we'll end up with -1 over, now root 25 times 1 will be root 25. And negative, now if we bring this root 25 in, this 25 times x squared, but then divided by 25, the 25s will cancel, just leaving me with x squared. So there we go, we've got a nice clean function just with one radical. And that is the end of question 2. Okay, question 3. So d by dx of arc cosine sine x, that will result in -1 over the square root of 1 minus the bracket, so this function of x here squared, so that's going to end up in sine squared x, multiplied by the derivative of sine x, so that will be cosine x. Now there's an interesting result here. So this thing here that I've just circled is actually can be simplified by saying, well, we know that sine squared x plus cosine squared x is equal to 1. That's a Pythagorean identity. So if we rearrange this to equal sine squared, we have 1 minus cosine squared x. Now when we substitute that value in for sine x, what you'll get is -1 over root, now 1 minus 1 is going to be 0, and minus cosine squared will just be cosine squared x. And don't forget, that is still times by cosine on the numerator. But when you square root cosine squared, you'll end up with cosine squared. So this will be negative cosine x over just cosine x. And those are similar values, so they're going to cancel out just to be -1. So that's a really interesting result there for question 3. Okay, so question 4. So find the derivative with respect to x of this value. Well, first of all, we can rewrite that value as arc cosine 2x all raised to the power of -1. So when we differentiate this, so we still have d by dx still to do here, this is going to be chain rule. So times by the power, that'll be -1. I'll just leave square brackets in it for the moment. Arc cosine 2x, close brackets now. When you times by the power and take 1 off the power, this will go to -2. But now we have to times by the derivative of the bracket, and that is going to be this expression up here is coming into play. So it's going to be timesing through by -1 over root 1 minus the value here. This is the f of x squared, so that's going to be 4x all squared, times by the derivative of that f of x. So the derivative of that f of x is just going to be 2. So let's just tidy all this up. We've got a minus times a minus. So it'll be a positive times 2. So positive 2 on the numerator. This -2 means this is on the denominator. So we can bring that down because it's going to be arc cosine 2 x. Okay, and that's all squared, right? And then we still have this radical that we have to deal with here. So this would be root 1 minus 4x squared on the denominator. And that is the end of question 4. Okay, so as I said earlier, if you're interested in knowing where the derivative actually is derived from, what I did here is I drew the cosine x, I drew the inverse of cosine, which is a reflection in the line y equals x. Be mindful of the domain. Remember, range becomes domain and domain becomes range. So the domain of arc cosine is now -1 to 1. And if we just simply say that y is equal to arc cosine, then we take cosine of both sides. So if you take cosine of arccos, then that will just like a function of an inverse function just becomes x. So that's why we just get x on the side, on the right hand side. On the left, we are going to end up with cosine of y, right? So the derivative of that with respect to x will just become negative sine. But remember, this is an implicit relation, so this is going to be multiplied by dy by dx. And then derivative of x with respect to x is just 1. So we rearrange everything to make dy by dx the subject. In doing that, we just bring this minus sine y down. But minus sine y, using that Pythagorean identity again, you can see here, as we did in some of the questions, we can make sine y the subject here. And that will be root 1 minus cosine squared y. Right, so if we replace sine y with this value, then we end up with this on the right here. But we want to get rid of this cosine squared y, so we can just use something we used at the beginning of the question, which is cosine y is equal to x. So if we square both sides, then we get cosine squared y, which is equal to x squared. And that is this expression derived. Okay, I hope you like the questions. If you want to see more exam-style questions of this nature, please leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.